Hi, I'm Zara, and this is Navigating Our Youth. For a generation that has so much information at our disposal, talk so much about healing, growth, self awareness, and becoming better versions of ourselves, there is something we're still getting wrong, and that is community. Our generation has a unique approach to life. We are constantly aware of our surroundings, aware of other people. We see people building careers, starting new businesses, getting engaged, and achieving milestones. Sometimes all it takes is just you opening your phone in the mornings and you already see someone getting a promotion, relocating, and suddenly you've not even started your day and you're already feeling behind in life. If we spent an entire day talking about the struggles of navigating adulthood, we could easily exhaust the day without arriving at a real solution. But there is something that quietly holds the answers we're searching for, something that encompasses all the guides and manuals required to survive. And that is community. Yes, community. It sounds very cliche, it sounds like something we've heard a gazillion times, but it is deeply necessary. In the older generation, community looked like sayings such as it takes a village to raise children, or village meetings where people gather to discuss issues affecting everyone, or just football teams playing in the evenings, or people just gathering for a common cause, like people gathering to go beat a man that was involved in domestic violence. Community was visible, it was normal, it was there. But in our generation, community could mean so much more, and yet it's still so underutilized. Instead, we hear things like, I'm happier by myself, I prefer to do things alone, I like being alone. Or even advice like, go off the grid for 6 months, disappear, and come back better. While I understand the desire and the need to step back and focus, sometimes what we call going off the grid is isolation disguised as discipline. It usually starts small. You stop showing up for hangouts because you're focusing on yourself. You stop picking people's calls, you stop replying messages because you're working on yourself. And even the people that used to check up on you, you would stop. Not because they don't care, but because you've quietly disappeared, because your presence is unreliable. And you'd expect to go off the grid and come back to meet them at exactly the same spot you left them. And they're no longer there because they're human. And then you start to spiral into a cycle of loneliness. Solitude requires discipline, but solitude is not the same as isolation. Independence is not the same as supportlessness. Sometimes we treat emotional self sufficiency like it's a badge of honor, even when it's quietly costing us better relationships, better opportunities, and overall better quality of life. Because the truth is, there is no sphere of life that does not benefit from community. Financially, you cannot truly make money on your own. Even as a sole proprietor, the core of every business is still on a community of customers. Sometimes it takes someone referring you for your work, recommending you for an opportunity, or just telling you something about money that you didn't know. My current role, where I've worked for over 2 years, came as a result of a conversation that I had with a friend that I wanted something different, and they recommended me for a role. And that is just community. Spiritually, community is just as powerful. Even the Bible says, in the multitude of counsel, there is wisdom. Sometimes you feel tired, spiritually drained, and you don't just want to pray alone. You want to do it with someone. Recently, I and my best friend have been praying for a week. We've been praying every day, and that has changed quite a lot for me. On some days when I'm like really exhausted and I last thing on my mind is to pray, she calls and says, "Are you ready to pray?" And that small act of accountability makes the difference. Academically and professionally, whatever it is you want to learn, be it tech, be it coding, photography, there are communities that are built around this. People sharing resources, people teaching you what it took them 10 years to learn, and you learn it for free in months. The truth is, there is no real life without community. There is no real life without community. In community, we find mentorship. In community, we find support, we find encouragement. We find love. Some people have found the bone of their bone because of community, and that is something I am so sure you cannot do in isolation. Psychologically, community is inbuilt in us, it's been ingrained into us. We cannot do without community. A man and a woman come together to make a family, two families join together, and that is literally the bedrock of society, the family unit. The only way to receive all of these things is through community. There is a saying that a friend used to say to me. He said, the things you require, the things you need, are already in the hands of another person. And the only way to get it is to be open. Be open to people, be open to collaborations, be open to doing life with people. Life is already hard. Don't try to do it all alone. And maybe the question you need to ask yourself is, who is in your community? Are you in the right community? And if this message resonates with you, share it with someone in your community. And if you don't have a community, welcome home. Join a community of growing people navigating their lives by subscribing to this channel. And I'll see you in the next video.